You're in?
Yes, you're introing.
No, I'm talking about Doge.
Oh.
Doge is out until we find nothing better to say.
Okay,
You're up.
streams is up, stream is up, stream is up.
Since?
Now.
Just now.
And we're down. That was a fuck up.
That was a dead start. Go ahead. Is he on it yet?
Once again, welcome to the South-Afrifur podcast. It is here at 8 o'clock on a Sunday. I hope you guys have all enjoyed your weekend. And joining us from Cape Town, as usual, are Scratch and Inpw, and myself from Centurion.
Yeah, today's going to be a bit of an interesting day because, well, the guy who's hosting the stream, Inpw, is currently not really at home, so there might be more of what you just heard. More technical.
Yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. It just dropped 29 frames. It was 1 second. 1 second of nothing.
Yeah, well,
We would love to invite Rakuen at some point, but the thing is that last time I checked, you didn't have any microphones set up.
Yeah, usually we need someone who can actually talk, so...
We can invite you right now if you'd like.
Who needs to be up? Sorry?
Rakuen.
Oh.
He asks to be invited. We could invite him. Although, yeah, like I said, if you have a mic, that would be not really preferable so much as mandatory.
Yeah, that is one of those things that will be mandatory.
Yes. He does have one, apparently. What I can say is that the only reason why it's echoey, or why Inpw's side sounds a bit echoey, is because he's in a massive office at this point.
Somewhere.
And I'm alone.
Lonely, I am so lonely.
So I can't laugh out loud as well. I'm afraid that there might be somebody upstairs or that might hear me.
You might freak someone out like there's a demon in the server room or something.
No, they kind of do freak you out sometimes.
I can very much imagine.
I think we just lost Ivic.
Really? Oh, boy. Okay. Well, regardless of his contribution or not, I'm at least gonna, ladies and gentlemen, everyone who's on the stream, we'd like your input on a question that's been burning a little bit on the forums, and I've been sort of thinking about this as well. Really, nothing.
What?
Boy.
What about nothing?
It says, Ivic says he can't really hear anything. I'll double check the stream quickly, but I think it should be up.
No, it is up. It should be up.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, no, stream is fine. I'll just type it in.
Yes, you guys kicked me off the call.
No, we didn't.
No, I dialed you again.
But yeah. Yeah, but basically the topic at hand is something that's been up on the forums and a question that I've been asking as well. Is how do we introduce the furry fandom to people from the outside? How would you, is someone who has an interest into the fandom, and potentially B, how would you show it to a complete outsider who's just has general questions instead of wants to join?
You can show them the dark side.
Yeah, well,
For affinity.
Yeah, well, do you want to? You want to risk that?
No, actually I think the main characteristic is just treated as, my personal view on it will be to treat it as something other than something that has been in existence forever, right? And has had all the ridicule that that people talk about, because when you talk about this with the average person, is normally they go with the answer like, what is this? This is probably more than 50% of the people I know online. It's like, what is this fandom that you're talking about? So you cannot treat it as something like, you know this fandom? Yes, the one that was like terrible and bad. You should avoid doing that.
Yeah, obviously.
That the one that was portrayed in that show, that everybody hates them.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm still not really convinced that is the average person's perception of the fandom.
Yeah, but I've seen a lot of videos where people they immediately just drop in that direction, and I'm like, why? Not the average perception. I'm talking about furries themselves that go like they go all persecuted always, even when they're talking to somebody that has no fucking clue what they're talking about.
What, so their general, like... I'm sorry, go ahead, Ivic.
No, carry on.
No, it's just weird that... I haven't really seen anyone who gets, like, immediately defensive. I could be wrong, though. I mean, maybe my exposure to the, like... Excuse me, the side of the people who are on the forums more often than not, like the international forums, is a bit limited, but I've never really seen people get, like, super defensive about it.
I've seen, but off of the bat, and that immediate defense is a problem.
Yeah, it is. That is obviously a problem. Ivic, your turn. Ivic?
Yeah, I was gonna say that, I mean, if you look at some of the stuff that Blue the Dragon has put on recently, he tries to sort of... Like, the thing is that we as furries, we put ourselves out there. And, I mean, we know what the sort of... We know what the risks are, we know what we're supposed to be doing, we know how we're supposed to be attending to the issue. But at the end of the day, if somebody doesn't like it, you know, we tend not to turn the other cheek, and we tend to get really defensive about it. And that defensive motion is just possibly one of the worst things that we can do.
Yeah.
At least in my personal opinion. I think that it's a horrifying thing to do. Because the thing is that as soon as you become defensive, you're immediately losing.
Yeah.
You're showing that this is the reason why we can't have nice things.
Yep.
Basically. Yeah. But, so, yeah, that's the one half of the question. The other half would then be, what would the proper reaction be? Like, what would you have to do?
If that's, look, I mean, the thing is that if you are going to be attacked by somebody, then I would say that the first thing that you should actually do is say, well, you know what, I have my opinion, you have your opinion, and I'm sorry that you know, you feel that way, and I'm hoping that maybe we can talk about this at some point in a normal and interesting fashion. And I can talk to you about it.
In the immortal words of the dude, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Yeah, pretty much. And if they do accept it, which they technically do, I mean, if you look at the way that, or at least the way that furries have been accepted to an extent at something as big as
like
Rage.
Or Rage, I suppose.
Comic-Con and Rage and everything like that. I mean, they get accepted quite well. I mean, it's like, ooh, you have a tail. That is so cool. What are you, a furry? And you go, yeah. And they go, oh, okay. And then they walk away.
Yeah, why? I don't want to get associated with these creeps. No, I'm joking. But that's the thing, is you should actually be, if you're really going to care about what people are thinking about it, then you're worrying too much about shit. People think shit about everything. If you, so if you're going to get into a defensive mode, that's just fucking sad. But there is some opinions that is legitimate, eh?
Yeah.
That is the other thing. No,
what are these?
When it
Why are they
comes when it comes down to like the erotic sections of the fandom, you have to understand is that it can tend to it is sort of like a fetish, not entirely, but it is.
Mm-hmm. Look, I mean, in that same sense, what about anime people?
It's the same thing.
I mean, like in all fairness, a lot of the sort of like porn influences in respect to the fetishist side actually comes from that side.
I know, it's the
but
same.
like, it's been around longer.
That's the original, like, hey,
It's been around longer, I think.
far longer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing, but the other thing is I believe you get a greater diversity in the people in the anime fandom that would actually watch the erotic art, and that would classify themselves as anime fans, right? Than they are with furries.
You think?
I do actually
that's
think
a
so,
no-
because I mean, you can watch Pokemon on TV. You understand, and you can like the show, and and become a fan of it.
But it wouldn't necessarily classify you as a furry.
Or an anime fandom person, even. Or Dragon Ball Z, more anime. Right, yeah. It's rather go in that direction. So it's... Yeah, you have to actually kind of think about how the group split. Furries establish themselves a little bit more into it than, I think, other fandoms. And you have to be okay with the fact that people might not really understand that, because I mean, life is life. People do things like work, eat, and that's what's worrying, troublesome situations. They don't. They believe that doing something like having an interest in something and actually engaging with it is sometimes a little bit awkward. You understand? And you can't have a problem with people thinking that way. I mean, it's that they have their opinions about all sorts of shit. So, but so that is the thing. But how to open the fandom up to people is to let people understand that we are able to think that way instead of going, "Oh my god, I'm so persecuted." No.
All right.
Or am I wrong? You guys aren't attacking the topic. You guys are just listening.
Again, the thing is that you say it like that, and at the end of the day, I mean, I agree with you. We put ourselves out there. That's the thing. We literally put ourselves out there to be able to actually speak to people about this. Add Rakuen
To the call.
Okay.
Well,
Yep.
I'll share his details.
All right, but hold on a second. Does he have a Skype account? That is
He
his.
just got one.
That is his username.
He just got one.
That is his username.
Excuse-
Not his real name or anything like that. That's gonna display.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okie dokie.
There he is.
Hi all. Okay. Yeah, let's yeah. Okay. Your concern is sort of it's valid, and you make a good point. Like, I mean, we are putting ourselves out there, and we have to stand up for ridicule. But the real thing I want to touch on is, like, okay, you've told someone, or they found out, or whatever, that you're a furry, and instead of the whole like, oh, that's gross reaction, they're like, oh, this is interesting. Tell me more. What are the resources that I can go to? That is what I sort of want to touch on.
Yeah, sorry. I was just talking about the attitude that it gets looked down upon by the general public, and it's that attitude. So yes, if you can overcome that barrier, to introduce somebody would be a lot easier. You understand?
It would.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm adding Rakuen quickly, and then we can go on with what you just mentioned. Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you loud and clear.
Hello.
Oh, good.
You are a bit...
Seemed soft when I tested.
Okay, now I need...
Maybe boost your mic a little bit.
Hmm?
I said, is there a way you could boost your mic a little bit, Rakuen?
I'm not sure how. I was...
No, it's perfectly fine now.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Let me just add your name.
Yeah. So we've covered that now. Same question be begged. How do you, despite how people would sort of look down on the community or whatever, or given their like first impressions, how do you bring someone into the fandom who seems whose curiosity is piqued by the idea, as opposed, that's basically my
I
question.
thought you'd said earlier this wasn't about bringing people in, it was just people that were curious.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but I mean, if we wanted to bring them in,
yeah, if someone was curious,
ease them into thinking they were okay.
Yeah, where could you point them? What can you like show them to say like, hey, look, we're just like a bunch of normal people, or this is what the subculture is all about, or whatever.
Well, if you wanted to just show them they're normal people, I think you could then start from saying like how everyone likes anthropomorphics, for example, in like their childhood, and just say it's a continuation of that. Or in games like playing as a Khajiit or Argonian in Skyrim.
You have a valid point. Introducing somebody to the fandom with the idea, hey, did you like Robin Hood? Or Fox and Hound? Or Bugs Bunny? Hey, you see, you like it. You're a furry, so you have no choice. You have to come to this side.
That's a bit extreme. Just a little bit.
It's quite a jump.
Yeah.
I know. It's the way I am.
And I suppose there's like a metric ton of like webcomics you can point them at as well. That's like, I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to do directly with the furry fandom, but there's a ton of anthropomorphic characters in a lot of webcomics. I mean, Ivic, I don't know if you remember Cheap Thrills.
Cheap Thrills.
Yeah, Cheap Thrills. It was a webcomic that I think it's on hiatus now, but it was like a really sort of dark slice of life kind of webcomic that I really actually enjoyed. Lots of feels, but it was still like a pretty good comic regardless. And that's sort of the kind of stuff I would point someone at, just to tell them like, see, this is basically just sort of like life seen through different lens.
Taking people, letting people immediately go into something like comics or something.
It is very true. It is.
I don't know if that is all. Sorry, Ivic, you wanted to say? Ivic, his network is giving trouble.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Yeah, this is not news to us, though.
Yep.
All the time.
Yeah, quite a lot. I mean, he's on 3G, so it does crap up from time to time.
Yeah, but introducing people directly, immediately into comic books, I don't know if that is a good idea. You know, a lot of people don't actually read graphic novels, so you...
Yeah, not necessarily comic books, but just like sort of web comics. I mean, it's not like sprawling novels. It's just like short stories told on like a daily or weekly basis. Whatever, but yeah, that is, I suppose, an entry point, albeit a bit of a one that requires investment more so than anything else.
The other thing with the furry comics is they usually actually portray like normal real life situations. But they just swapped out the characters, and it kind of feels like a lot of the webcomics that portray anthropomorphic art is kind of the art. The people that's looking after that is looking for the art will find it there, but the people that is not interested or looking at that would probably only see it as, well, it could be anybody. You understand?
Yeah. And so it's more sort of a coincidental link than an actual, what's his name?
Well, it depends.
Specific furry thing.
It depends on what the story is about. There probably is a story that is more. There are, obviously, not probably is, that requires the characters to be anthropomorphic. You understand what I mean? For example,
I think that's...
Rakuen,
Hasn't that fitted into a lot, where they said like furry is not quite like the same sort of like genre as like sci-fi or something, because it's it goes over everything. So it's more an appreciation of a certain aesthetic. So you could take something that doesn't have to have anthropomorphics, but just put them in because you prefer it that way.
Yes.
And so, I mean, I don't think you'd need to find something that has to be, let's say, furry in itself or made by furries. Because, I mean, a lot of people obviously find the fandom through other things. I mean, it even started that way. So.
Yeah, well, but for the comic thing, if you want to introduce something like that, you have to just play your cards right and have the right comic. That's something that actually requires the characters to be that type of character. Another thing is just even like a good movie like Guardians of the Galaxy. That character was actually pretty fucking funny. So you take something like that and tell it, well, we're a group of people that have we like the concept of things like that, and we have cartoonists and artists and musicians. I still don't understand what they mean by furry music, and
That's the idea.
And this is what it's all about. And then we have people that fursuit and so forth. So I don't know. Introducing somebody into a comic it depends on what that person like. If you know the person well enough to know that he'll probably be interested in it, then it's fine. But how can you actually generally attract people towards it? That is, I think, the main question you ask right at the beginning.
Well, I think that's going to differ depending on what person you're talking to. I mean, you'll then change your approach to their interests.
Yeah.
So,
That's true.
So
That depends, though. I mean, obviously you can try to cater as much as you possibly can, but at the end of the day, if they can't get their head around it, then what do you do then?
Like,
then you leave them. If they're not
Yeah,
interested, they're not interested.
I suppose if the fandom doesn't strike them as something interesting, then we move on. I can't force anyone to play board games with me every day of the week, but I could at least give them a try.
You don't give anybody a chance when you play frickin' board games.
Why?
I know, because you guys play like Magic and shit, and I've seen how you play it. I know that you're gonna just rip me apart.
Magic is
It's the only way you learn.
Yeah, by getting fucked over.
not
But
a
yeah,
board
Magic.
game, it's a card game.
Card game, yeah, sorry.
Not just that. I mean, Magic is
Tabletop game,
takes a while to learn. Something like
isn't it?
yeah, but something like Ticket to Ride is pretty quick to learn, and anyone can actually win it. Even people who just picked it up. I mean, that's happened more than once.
But generally, I think when we're talking about, I'm actually not concerned about engaging with a specific individual and trying to interest this person in the furry fandom, because that is something that I believe is actually quite strange to do if you don't know this person very well, or if he doesn't know about the fandom or anything like that. But not strange as in a way that I wouldn't actually do it. It's strange in a way that I think I believe the person should first be exposed to what it is before he actually gets fed some information, and then when he gets into it, he gets all the information. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So, but how do you attract the general public? How do you make the fandom look more appealing?
You just do as you normally do.
Is it?
I mean,
Yeah,
consider that half the... Sorry, consider it, go.
No, go on.
I mean, the thing is that if you look at the way that a lot of the furry conventions have been going, and obviously a lot of them have to, assign themselves as an NPO. And I mean, as a non-profit organization, you've got certain sort of obligations in respect to who you're paying and how you're paying them. And I mean, if you are raising funds for a specific cause, if you look at, say, actually every single con that I've seen so far has some sort of cause that they're donating to. And I mean, if you make that very well known, then obviously that should at least point us in the right direction. But I mean, then again, if the KKK decided to donate money to puppies without homes, then would that make the KKK any less,
KKK.
angry? Yeah.
That would be actually very funny. But no, what I'm talking about in general is if you look at the artwork, right? You actually realize that the majority of people find a fandom through it, whether it's erotic or normal art, and that's because they've probably searched something online and found a link for it that is probably the character either anthropomorphized, if there is such a word.
I think that's
To
Own it.
you understand what I mean? Is that then they find it that way. The main entrance for most people is still through the artwork. That's my opinion. I have no statistics, so please don't take my word for it. But that's what I would guess.
Well, I think it's I mean, most of the surveys I found, it's generally a visual thing. So most people rank like the artwork as the most important thing in the fandom.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah.
So that is just that's one thing. Having a website in South Africa that actually is a forum. We don't host art though, but I think that is just a major technical obstacle, and we don't have like millions of artists.
Well, it's not so much a technical obstacle. I mean, anyone can post something in the art section there, but I mean,
yeah, but it's on a forum.
Like a gallery. That'll just be in like one of the forums.
Yeah, it's not like a site dedicated for it. But
there are also already sites, so there's no need to duplicate functionality.
Yeah, we know that.
Someone's already on FA, they can link there.
Yeah. So interlinking with South-Afrifur or South-Afrifur, I think it's the group. I can't remember who made it, but I know there's nothing happening on something like FA. Does South-Afrifur have groups?
It does. I started a South-Afrifur group there, or it was just actually under ZF or something. It's not exactly a huge amount of activity. I think it's pretty much just Contrast adding his things into the group since I haven't made anything in forever.
Yeah, that is. But interlinking stuff like that is also important because then it helps people realize that when they find the site, they can see, oh, what is this? Oh, these guys exist. Oh, well, my country exists in this site. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
one of the reasons why we also do what we do.
So
On several occasions.
that can attract people, but it can also, I don't know. It can't actually cause anything.
Alienate them?
No, it won't alienate anybody. The only thing that alienates people out of the fandom is some of the people in the fandom.
Yeah, I suppose.
Look, I mean, there are people in the fandom who actually alienate people in the fandom.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's sort of interpersonal issue.
And that's not a problem with the furry fandom, that's a problem with everywhere. You'll get it in the anime fandom, definitely. And yeah, so attracting people towards the fandom, still original topic. I don't know, maybe hold a massive con.
Geez, that sounds like a swell idea.
I don't know, it sounds very familiar to me.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard this discussion from
I'm
many
not
times.
sure you actually need to attract people to the fandom because, I mean, it winds up being a fandom, so
Find it on their own.
people encounter these things in their day-to-day life, and it's just if they're interested in that, then they'll migrate to
Yes.
the fandom as long as they know it's there.
That's
I think it's
exactly
just an awareness.
That's exactly what I'm actually also sort of getting at. But the thing is the more content exists, the more possible it would be for a person that wouldn't have been interested might get interested, and that is that is in essence in the artwork. So it might be that there is a character that there's just like 10 images of, and he really likes this character since whenever, and now all of a sudden there's 200 images of it. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Same thing.
Sort of.
True.
Well, sort of, but
What-
then
what
you
I
get.
just- what-
Hmm?
I mean, in respect to South Africa, I mean, we have Nanook and we have like Electrocat who have really sort of broken through into the sort of artistic world on the international side. But the only issue that stands there is the fact that because they, were spurned in essence at times from their own community, they don't necessarily like tout us pretty often. It's the same thing with somebody like, I mean, there are a lot of people who are from South Africa to begin with and just say, I'm not necessarily proud to be from South Africa because, like, South-Afrifurs are dicks.
Are we?
In a general.
There
On
are.
a general term. Like, they would generalize like that. They had they had like a bad run-in with like 5 of them, and then suddenly, like, everyone's a dick.
Alright.
South
Makes
Africans are probably the problem.
Rakuen, do you have anything to weigh in there?
Not really on that point, no.
I would say.
So we can
So
establish
you've
we're
never
not-
experienced it.
Hello?
I mean, you have problems with some people, but yeah, I don't know.
Well, I haven't had really problems with people. I would have to admit, I think the problem could be that South Africans might be the problem. We have really backstabbers in this country, I have to admit.
Okay.
Is that from the South Africa from the furry side or how?
No, it's just the general country. Everybody. Everybody. The reason why I'm sitting here now in the office is because of people like that. But, oh well. No,
What, someone who shanked you into taking the late night shift or what?
yes, I wasn't supposed to be on standby.
Ugh. Ass hats.
But no, it's no man. That's completely off topic. I'm just actually joking around. No, but you will always get bad people, or you will always get a run-in with a person, and you two don't get along, right? So I don't understand why people generalize the entire fandom that way.
No, that's a fair point, but I mean, like, the thing is that I have had several run-ins with people who, because say somebody had a hangover on one weekend that and they didn't greet somebody, that this person has literally gone as far as to say that they will never say that they're from South Africa, a South African fur, and that they've renounced themselves from the fandom itself. And I mean, like, the thing is that, yeah, fine, maybe it's a bit overreacting from their side, but at the end of the day,
It's just why hello,
I mean,
yeah.
let's just say that, I mean, it took about 4 to 5 hours to get the person back on track.
Dyer, why do you want to be a problem?
And this-
Why do you want to push shit for people?
What?
Dyer says he wants to be a problem. I'm like, why? Why do you want to be the asshole in the room?
Because it makes things interesting. It makes the group of people actually look like a TV show. one.
Is that what we bought?
You
So
need
an infighting group of people in Big Brother.
you need the dick. If it's not, if you don't have that, then it just doesn't make for fun TV.
We're not. This isn't a TV show.
I know.
Together.
It can be. It can be. If we raise enough funds, we can start.
I'm
South
not going
African,
to house.
Big Brother
Any of
house.
you at. I'm not going.
Yes,
to
I'm so
house.
going in there, dude. You're coming with. It doesn't matter if you don't want
Why?
to.
Oh, why? Why do I need to be there?
What, are you guys serious, Ivic?
I'm being absolutely 100% serious right now. So serious that, like, my serious face can't be more serious. that you can't see.
Well,
We're gonna have like we're gonna have two to four, like let's just call them ambitious people, and then we're gonna have 2 to 4 like complete introverts, and then 2 to 4 sort of midline, and then we're gonna get a whole bunch of people who can't live without internet for a week.
and put them in a place where there's no internet.
And put them into a house that has no internet.
Wait, you want
Then
to take, right, a bunch of South African furries. You take away their internet access.
Yes.
And you want to throw them in the same house for a week.
And no booze.
Apparently.
And
This will be a problem for me.
And no booze. You're gonna have the worst fucking show ever.
Yeah, that sounds like a bad. That sounds like a bad weekend away.
It wouldn't even make a good show. It would just be terrible.
Oh, it's Victor.
But that it might attract people. I don't know.
Well, I mean, the thing is that you would have infighting in the first 15 minutes, and none of them would be able to tweet about it.
Yeah, there's no place for them to go to rant except your face.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
I
if you
think
got
Which is
cameras,
fine,
they can
because they
just
can try
rant
to go for
straight
my
to you.
face.
I'd much rather have someone rant on a space that I don't need to be in, like Twitter, than like ranting at me. Seriously.
I never.
Again, that's just me.
I never rant. I should actually use the venting and support section of the site a little bit more. But also, I'm terrible at giving advice. So I read the stuff. First, to think that sometimes the people don't read it. I read it. I just don't want to give advice because I might give the wrong advice.
Terrible at
No such
giving
thing as a
advice.
bad way.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was about to say that there's no such thing as a bad answer, but yeah.
You're a teacher. You know there's such a thing as a bad answer.
And there's such a thing as bad advice. There is. It's the way the
You want to
individuals
commit suicide? Jump!
individuals deal with problems different ways. So
Look, we're not going to commit to this. How are you going to commit to anything in life? Jump.
So
Sorry,
one
I'm
big
a bit-
commitment. You commit
Yeah.
to that, you don't need to commit again.
Just take the plunge.
that's another
Go for
thing.
it.
If you want to make the fandom look more friendly, you need to actually kind of avoid this drama crap. That if I could, dude, before you enter a site, the first things you read is like drama, right?
Dude, for my own sanity, I'd love that we can avoid the drama. Seriously. I'm sure there's a lot of people who just go like, you know what, I'd sort of love to be in the Fur fandom, but there's so much drama going on. I'm just like,
Well, I just avoid it, but even the fact that I'm just talking about it now is bad. This is what I mean. It always gets talked about. It's not that there is always drama, but there's this talk about drama. You understand?
You know what that actually is?
What?
It's talking about drama in an attempt to avoid it. It's like, there's a lot of drama, but we hope that there won't be.
And we won't talk about it as well, which is like a fucking paradox. And I'm sitting here going like,
I find it frustrating because I hear people say like, "Oh, there's all this drama," and I'm like, "What drama? I haven't heard about it." And they're like,
Yeah.
"No, I won't tell you."
neither. Everybody always chats about it. Shit happens, and I just sit like, oh fuck, I don't care. I don't even know what's going on. I really don't care. It's yeah. Anyway.
The thing is that a lot of that drama that
the
they
internet is.
but that's it. Like, a lot of the internet is drama. It doesn't matter where you go. I mean, you can take the nicest guy on the internet on a YouTube site, and this person has donated something like millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars over like the course of the last 3 years to very, very good causes, and has attempted to help whatever they possibly can. And people will still flame on that person's page because he's not up to standard, or he's not doing this, or he's being such a dickhead, or he's saying something that's stupid, or he's not playing the games that you want him to
That's
play.
called
And these
haters.
people yeah, but the thing is that that's exactly it. Those haters exist. It doesn't matter where it is.
Yeah, but people
I mean,
go.
there are people who hate.
People go out
Yeah.
of their way to hate on somebody, and it works for those people, eh? Remember, marketing is still marketing, whether it's bad or good marketing. Once you get people talking about somebody, right? Then, even if it's in a bad light, if people start talking how weird this actress is and how she dresses and it's last music video. Oh my god, it's so terrible. What are you gonna do? You're gonna check it. That's called shock marketing.
Don't even talk about that dress right now.
Oh yeah. What color is that dress?
That dress.
I'm not talking. Yeah.
Too much of that.
Go
What was I
away.
gonna say? I was gonna say. There's quite a read about that. Like basically, the opposite of love isn't hate; it's indifference.
Yeah.
Like even if you like hate something, it's still taking up mental real estate. Just ignore it. But yeah.
So actually what Dyer might have a point. He wants to be a problem for, right? Maybe if we make enough shit in this place, then then it would market itself that way as well.
Okay.
Like only the hardcore people that can handle crap like that comes here. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel it's a little bit. Yeah. Do we really want the crowd? Yeah. Do we really want to attract the crowd that expects drama?
You do know that I'm absolutely not serious at the moment. Eh?
I know. I know, but still, I don't want that. shit.
Consider this, right? We have casual Fridays. We have casual Friday. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah?
We have casual Fridays like every single week, and the thing is that most Fridays I tend to dress up in something quite interesting, just to like catch an eye or something like that. Sometimes it's a rugby jersey, sometimes it's what I would normally wear on during the weekend. I don't have a tail, but I will possibly wear one if I had it.
Will you wear a tail to work?
I would probably, but at the end of the day, I can't fit into the Care Wear shirt anymore.
Aw.
I won't do that. I'm sorry.
Any case, so I was wearing. You remember that pendant that Helios made for me?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I saw
I was
that.
wearing that and like another, and I was wearing that. I was wearing that and another shirt that also had like a wolf howling at the moon. And the thing is that I walked into class and I did my class. I did everything that I needed to do. I had everybody's attention, blah, blah, blah. And then two students come up to me and say, "So, what's with the wolves?" I kind of looked at them and I was like, "I like wolves." And they're like, "Okay." And the one guy's like, "So you're not a furry?" I'm like, "Yes, I am." And I actually gave them the website. I was like, "Yeah, no, go to South-Afrifur. Just go there, check it out. If you're interested, join. If you're not, then don't." But I mean, like,
I'm not inviting
that's
trolls.
pretty much it. And at the end of the day, they haven't questioned me about it since. They haven't asked me any other awkward questions.
Have they been to class
and the thing is that yeah, they've been to every single class. They love my class.
Okay, just checking.
So
Well, what is all the
there we go.
negativity?
What was that?
What is with all the negativity?
I'm just
You're
wondering.
talking about the dress again.
Huh?
No.
No, we were talking about the negativity regarding, well, have they been to class again? Stuff like that. It would creep people out that much, dude. It's very funny that they actually... Okay, well, some people obviously know, but it's very funny that they would actually kind of ask you straight up about it. And now a bunch of students have a furry lecture, and they know it.
Yeah, that is a little bit.
That would be a little bit something that I would have used for rocket fuel, dude, when I was in varsity.
That's true.
But that was me, and I was, weird.
But the thing is that at the end of the day, I mean, I respect, or I ask for a specific amount of respect, and I give them the same back. I mean, I'm going to tell them about what I do, because at the end of the day, I talk about this podcast as well, on not necessarily by name, but the thing is that I tell them that, you know what, I'm part of a podcast, and the thing is that it involves like a lot of things that I have to talk about.
Okay.
Yeah, you should tell them to listen to it.
Maybe they are.
Well, that's how you get more furs, is it?
Listen to the
You're
podcast.
recruiting at the university.
Yeah, that,
Spend their mind.
Look,
he's doing
all
it the
you
best
need to
way,
do- all
recruiting
you
them
need to do
at
is
the
take-
fucking university. Yeah?
all you need to do is just, be normal. Not even be normal. Be you. And if they like you, then they won't mind.
Just make sure that you are not somebody that people don't like. No.
I swear in class. I literally swear in class.
Yeah, none of my lectures.
I
do
also
well.
throw objects at them. I literally throw objects
don't be a
at them.
dick.
I've thrown pen lids.
Old school.
I've thrown D&D dice.
Dude, remember Mrs. Dumini used to throw like pens and shit at people, but her aim wasn't that good, so she kept hitting next to the person who was asleep.
I got thrown by an
But
entire drafting table.
Come again?
Wow.
But that was in
Got
high
thrown by a
school.
drafting table.
I got a draft. I just turned around and this table is coming towards me.
At your face.
That's a bit serious,
It
though.
missed me. It missed me. Yeah, but I literally almost collapsed the wall behind me because I was. It was like this weak ass wall, and I had one of those tekenhakker.
Yeah.
I was just chipping off like the plaster, but actually it was my friend, and I was just looking at it, and when I just did one hit, like this freaking probably a meter high section of plastic came down. And because they just built
why
this
were you-
thing.
Why were you breaking a wall with a T-square?
Because my friend showed me, hey, look how weak this is, and then I was because they just built this thing, and then I'm like, oh, look at it, and I'm like, no way, it can't be that weak. Obviously, it was.
So it's not just vandalism, it's just people saying, oh, look, it's new, I wonder if it actually works. And
Yeah, that is actually
all about.
basically what happened. But that guy actually freaking. I got fucking good scores in drafting.
Yeah, same. And I was doing technical drawing and got damn good marks.
Well. No, it's funny that Ivic is recruiting new furs in the university, so you're on top of the game here. I don't even know why we're having this discussion.
No.
You should.
Why are you not evangelizing it a little bit more? Why are they not joining? Where are you people?
They're fucking probably joining, we just don't know who they are, eh? Some of these guys joining that no, they don't want to meet up, no, they don't want to do this.
Free cup of coffee, use Ivic as a reference for getting into the furry fandom.
It's all the dragons, you know, we have such a freaking big influx of young dragons.
An infestation is what you mean.
It's just, hey man, that's like racism against other
what
seminars.
Put it on Tumblr.
I've seen people actually get upset about that, so...
What?
Dude.
Dragons?
Speciesism.
no,
Or
about,
large amounts
like,
of dragons?
no, like species stereotypes, like if you say foxes or sluts, and the guy's like, no, that's not true, and blah, blah.
But remember, we had that podcast about that. We had a podcast with,
Yeah.
No, that's not true. I'll suck anything else.
where we had.
I love that.
I think who was that guy that did that he has that website with all those stereotypes on it. What was his
I
name?
can't remember. Someone
What
sent
now?
us a link, but I forgot who it was.
And that's JM Horse.
Yes,
That's JM.
James Horse, and we had that podcast about it. That actually, the statistics show that most foxes are actually straight guys.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
And that was like the weirdest one for us all, because we have the stereotype. Exactly, you're right. If you say all foxes are sluts, we have that stereotype. It exists, which is really fucking funny, because it's stereotyping something that that is completely fictional.
Wouldn't one of the reasons why people choose foxes because of this stereotype?
I don't know. Thinking they're gonna get laid or something?
It may be.
I don't know.
Or they just like foxes. I mean,
They're so kawaii.
would you? Would you have chosen a jackal sonar if it wasn't a Nubian jackal, for instance? Same question. Oh, jeez. Cut out again. Hello. Are we live?
Yeah, we dropped out of it, I think.
Yes, it was me again.
I can hear again.
Sorry.
Yeah.
What happened?
73 frames drop. No, it's the internet where I am. It's not perfect. It does that. So
I was worried it was me.
no,
No.
it was me. All right, but we're up again. So I think it should last for a couple of moments.
Well, what were you asking about? Like, would you have chosen?
Would you choose like a jackal sonar if it wasn't associated with a Nubian jackal, for example? I've seen some jackals that is not Nubian jackals.
Blackback jackals? Blackback jackals are cute as fuck.
Yeah, they are.
Which is strange because actually a jackal is kind of like a pest.
Yeah.
But just
Yeah, then again.
actually almost just like a fox, eh?
Yeah, I was about to say that. Foxes are seen as pests as well, remember?
Or a rabbit.
So,
By some people.
A hare. Fucking eating everything. Right.
that's one thing you... Nom, 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 nom. Sorry, speaking of sort of pests...
Look,
you see
at the end of the day,
insects-
jackal or a wolf, sorry.
Jackal
Am I
or
here?
wolf? Yeah, you're there.
Ivic?
Hello?
Maybe he's not anymore.
Yeah, 3G again.
Yeah, he was there like a second ago.
Well, I don't know.
I don't think.
Hmm?
Well, I was saying, I don't think, if people are choosing the first owner, that they would take any sort of stereotypes into consideration. I think it's just what they like.
Yeah, that's what I also think. I don't even think they look at it that way. Now, maybe some
Yeah,
people do.
I mean, yeah, I think sort of coming into the fandom, most people don't even know what the stereotypes are, obviously.
Except for foxes. I mean, seriously.
That's a generalization. Okay?
That's a generalization even outside of the fandom. If you call somebody a fox or a vixen.
Yeah, okay. I understand that.
Well, I suppose that's just like the way we use certain words. I mean,
Yeah.
that's something you could use on saying, like, look, this anthropomorphism thing, people do it at expressions all the time.
Because it's actually
Yeah.
bunnies that should be... It's actually bunnies, rabbits and hares that should be fucking sluts. Have you ever seen what happens when you put two fucking rabbits in a fucking room together?
There's a good joke
There's a lot
about that. No, there are these two rabbits running away from a hungry fox, right? And it's coming closer and closer to them. Luckily, they managed to get into this thorn bush, and they're hidden in there away from it. But they're worried, if we run, it's going to try to get us. And so they're saying, should we make a break for it, or should we wait here until we outnumber him?
Yes. They should wait until the other... What was that one show? I think it was Ed, Ed and Eddie on Cartoon Network, where he had that...
Yeah.
he had the...
Yes.
And eventually the whole
Yeah.
garage just explodes and you just see bunnies everywhere.
Didn't Ed have some sort of
Allergic
bad
reaction to
reaction to it?
Yes, I think I can't
Yes.
remember.
That was the first bit of real inflation, or not real inflation, but inflation that I'd seen on TV in the first time ever.
No, well...
Moving right along.
This is another comic.
You know what the first video game is with inflation? Dig Dug.
Yeah,
I remember that one.
So horrible.
way back.
Jesus, it's one of the most violent video games in the world. I mean, you stick a fucking pump into somebody and you fucking blow him up. That is terrible.
Have you played Wolfenstein?
No, you just shoot people. You understand? And people are like, oh, you know what? These games are so violent. Dig Dug, Bomberman, you blew people up.
Dude, look back at the old Tom and Jerry's. Jesus.
Yes, I know.
People like that.
Shotgun shells to people's faces, slicing off things, beating people over the head with clubs and shit.
Terrible violence.
Terror.
Putting your face into a bottle, which along with a firecracker or a stick of dynamite, and the Daisy guy gets given.
Yeah.
You know what? Out of all of those people, the one person or the one the one character that has always died the most still has to be Coyote.
Oh yeah, poor Wiley.
Oh yeah, shame. Or unless the Itchy and Scratchy show was actually a show.
Yeah, true.
Mm-hmm.
Then that poor cat. But yeah, the Coyote. Yeah, man. But the other thing is when I watched it as a little kid, I actually was boasting for the Coyote. I wanted to catch the fucker.
At the end of the day, it was man versus nature.
Yeah. I was, jeez, I wanted to catch the little
I think that
freaking thing.
On average, I mean, you've got like 6 minutes like videos or 6 minute episodes every single time, and on average, Wile Coyote dies at least maybe 5 times in an episode.
So it's like once every minute or so, like he dies. Sheesh.
But didn't they
Pretty
say
much.
somewhere that nobody dies, they just get really big boo-boos?
Yes.
Or something like that.
The amount of times that he's fallen or had things fall on him.
Well, he never really dies. It just like blows up but lives. Stuff like that.
I still remember there was. I think it was like an episode of Tiny Toons or something, where at the university they teach you like you can walk across a chasm if you just don't look down, and that has held pretty true in retrospective, like for the old cartoons for quite a while.
Yeah, but there's a lot of those things, like the whole thing that you can actually take off the carpet and stick against the wall, which is actually a hole.
Oh, that, yeah.
There's a lot of those things that actually exist. What I was wondering about is, who remembers Woody Woodpecker?
Briefly.
Vaguely.
I want that laugh as a ringtone.
No, that's
Man,
way
that's
too
annoying.
No, I want to annoy people, that's why. Everybody else is like this fucking epic song or something like that. My phone is still the standard, like, Samsung sound.
You can do better. Mine's Bob's
Mine
Burgers
used
at the
to
moment.
be. Mine used to be a metal version of the Pokemon theme song.
You know why I never make it a song? Because if I make it a song, I want a song that I like. You know how quickly you start to hate a song that is your ringtone? Just
Try a
because,
song that's
I
your
don't
alarm
get that many
tone.
calls.
just because it's your ringtone, yeah.
Yeah, try the song that wakes you up in the morning. That pisses you off very quickly.
Yeah, I know. I actually did that. I can't even listen to 30 Seconds to Mars anymore because all of their music, because one of those songs was my wake up ringtone, my wake up alarm thing. No. Anyways, we're veering completely off of topic here. Oh, jeez! I almost. What the fuck is wrong with this chair? Almost fell backwards. That was a really bad feeling. So, yeah, we're attracting people to the fandom still. I would say in essence it lies in artwork, and actually people are doing this. We hold cons and we do these type of podcasts and stuff, as long as people are just proactive.
Weird audio going on there.
Yeah, the assholes on bikes outside his office.
Yeah.
Ah.
But if people just don't put it in a negative light when they introduce somebody into the fandom, then that's great. It's terrible to start talking about, this fandom, yes, there's so much drama and this and that and this, but it's cool, you see, and you never turn defensive immediately. And I know that I've seen that defensive thing from the start, where people try to introduce people to the fandom, and their first things is, we are not creeps. You understand?
It's not a good start, is it?
That's not a good start.
The first thing they think is they must be creeps.
Yes. That is exactly the problem that I was talking about in the beginning. But yeah, so after some time, it's just be yourself, like Ivic says, and that's what I think about it.
Yeah, I mean that does make sense.
Sure.
If you need to act out a certain different character, or rather to actually talk to random normal people, then you're having a double persona going on there, or an alter ego thing. So the other thing is this was also discussed in the convention section of attracting people from outside into the convention. This is not going to happen. This is not going to happen unless it's somebody's friend or somebody like that and they want to tag along, but they're going to have to, unfortunately, pay the same price.
I mean, that's standard for any convention.
Exactly.
I mean, you don't just let people wander in. I mean, unless it's one of... No, I think even big ones, you always have some sort of control over who gets in.
Yeah, so, well, anybody that pays the price can probably come in, but I don't think people will really be interested in it if I go and advertise it on a freaking another website like My Broadband.
Well, they could be curious. I mean, you never know.
Maybe they'll come in and freaking chlorify bomb us.
Chlorify bomb?
Oh,
You're going with that?
Chlor bomb. Chlorine bomb.
Too.
It's not too soon. What is too soon?
It's like, you're like between chlorine and chloroform here.
Chlorify,
Chlorify.
chloroform. Freak out. Chlorine.
Chloroform.
Chloroform. No, I'm just kidding. No, but maybe we're not attracting anybody into it. We're actually doing something for the people inside of the fandom as it is already. People can join if they want to, if they're interested. I mean, that's not a problem, but it's still the same thing. It's still, you pay, you do this, you do that. So it's, I don't know what that topic was entirely about, because as we just discussed, attracting people to the furry fandom is maybe a little bit not something that you really need to do. Unless you're a good artist, because that again, works. Again?
Look, I mean, my sister does, like, you know, anthro art a lot of the time, and I mean, she's pretty damn good at it. But the thing is that she doesn't want to be associated with furries. But at the end of the day, I mean, like, she's still pretty damn good at what she does. That's the thing. I mean, and I get this feeling that some of the people who are following her right now are probably furries. But a lot of her stuff is anime related, and goodness knows what else. But I mean, she likes it. She's probably more, you know, kitsune. Not necessarily sure what the hell I'm trying to say here. Like ears and tail.
Yes, I know what you mean.
Got.
Like that, it's like that chart where it's like furry. I know exactly what you mean.
And
can I please just say this to Honan?
Yes.
I want to say this to Honan for like 5 seconds, okay? Honan, your face is a banana.
Oh man, Ivic, stop it! Stop it!
I have to.
No, you don't have to. You want to.
Yes, I do. Yeah, I do want to. So let me do it.
Yeah, so the convention is still going to run the way it is. I know Tetsudra, everybody actually delivered some key points there. I still need to read through all of it. I haven't really had a lot of time this week to actually go on. But I saw some very interesting points, including in the entertainment section, which was the topic I created in the convention subforum. I noticed some very interesting things there that we didn't even think about in the podcast. So you might want to look at that.
Yes, an interesting thing over the past meet, I was speaking to Yukon, and we actually we have a means of actually creating an NPO.
Okay, cool.
Yep. So that's the update in respect to that. We actually have the means of starting an NPO through a sort of mother company, which he's actually been he's more than willing to help out with that, and actually sort of setting up a bank account that would actually be able to help with that.
Yeah, that is a bank account that requires multiple people to access it. The people that is organizing the thing. So you will be one of the people. I don't know about the rest.
Well, I mean, we can't necessarily just blurt out who's going to be controlling the account.
Or maybe you're not.
Just in case somebody goes, hey, Apple, give me money.
I'm gonna freaking kill you for 50,000 rand. The worst hit ever.
No. You're not really gonna get a ton of that money back, though.
$10 million. Sorry.
Ach, wat frick, this is South Africa. They'll kill you for your frickin' clothes. People.
That's true. Speaking about the convention, though, because I know there was some mention about international furs maybe coming or whatever, not related to that weird artist trip. But so I talked to some other people around, particularly I emailed 2 furs in Australia that were organizing conventions to see what they had with international attendance. And, well, only one actually replied, but it's from the Furry Down Under. And they said they had about 560 people. What was that?
Furdu.
Yeah.
Furdu.
So they had 560 people, and they say only about 3 American and 5 or so UK. So, I mean, that one's been going for a while, I think. So the take-home message is just not to expect anyone coming from outside of South Africa.
You can't expect that. That's obvious. You need events that has thousands of people to get international people there. If you're talking about just a party event, for example, H2O, right? You have 30,000 people in that area during a big event, and then a handful, 15 or 20 people are actually from overseas. So you can't expect people to travel around the world with that. It's nice to have the exposure and obviously record what is going on there via audio or video or both, obviously. And put it on the side to let people see what's going on, so that it also gets shared across the globe, so that it reaches other South Africans as well, as a matter of fact. But you can't expect people to buy a plane ticket from the United States to come to a free convention in South Africa. That's a startup convention. that probably won't happen. Not in the next couple of years.
Yeah, I don't really think any one of us is expecting an enormous overseas turnout. I mean, if we can barely scratch 50 people together here, how are we expecting?
Yeah, but I noticed the discussions went into that direction, and I don't know why.
The thing is that most of our exposure is, or at least when we started becoming furries and things like that. And I'm not, well, maybe it's just me, but a lot of us actually became furries or found out about furries in South Africa from international furries.
Yes,
ones that have had connections from the outside. And that's the thing. If we can get a big enough footprint in the international scene just by getting advertising here or Tumblr advertising there, or a couple of people who are willing to help out, just spread the word. I mean, Potteroo's already started doing it. From Media started doing it, and that was one of the reasons why we sort of aimed for people like them in respect to having them on the podcast.
Yes.
Because having their names to an extent does sort of help us as well, and they know this and we know this. Because the thing is that having their names here means that they'll have more South African exposure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So all 10 people that
And
would
I
be
mean,
interested,
obviously,
let's say.
yeah, but I mean, The thing is that if any of us do happen to emigrate, to go to Canada or go to England and things like that, then like those would be the people that we know that side already. We've heard about them. We know who to contact.
Yeah. I mean, I've already
that's
taken advantage
good for
of that
us.
myself. So
Yeah. You see? I'm not talking shit.
no, it's useful stuff if you know someone.
Yeah. So then there's a whole couple of other things that was added to what we can do when we do such a thing, when we do that thing. Because at the moment, I'm still kind of, we're all still concerned with, if we throw something like that, we need to sell it some way. So we need to know what we're gonna do. But it's still a little bit long in the running. So I don't know exactly. That's why we're holding all these conversations in the podcast and in the site. We want to know what people want to do. I will bring a ice bean and hold a massive spit bry.
I think a spit would be.
You will
actually
be
good.
on the spit bry. 4 people need to eat too.
They're gonna have a lot to eat. No.
Suckle will be right there with you.
Ugh.
No, or maybe just a spit there, like a freaking old sheep. Nobody
We can get a
is.
sheep. We know.
Nobody is like.
We can get 2 sheep.
We could get 2.
Keep talking. Yeah, we can get 2 sheep. For cheap. Free.
For free? What?
Yeah.
Where?
This is the promise that I'm getting from next to me.
From who?
Doja's contacts.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
That is very interesting. And I'm talking food and I'm hungry. But we can, yeah. So this is why we're giving those. This is why we're giving people the chance to actually say, well, this would be fun, or this would be fun, because that's actually exactly what we want. For me, I mean, I didn't. My expectance, what I would expect from a convention like that to have fun is not a lot. So and I think it goes with the majority of us in this podcast right now, is just to actually meet the people and do things like that. But that doesn't sell for everybody. And we want to also
It's for.
and we also want it to be an entertaining event. We don't want just another meetup.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Well, I mean, an entire 2 sheep is a lot better than the like pieces of like flesh that we tend to bring to braais anyway.
2 sheep feeds like how like one proper full
50 people.
like adult sheep easily feeds like 30-40 people easily.
One.
And that's going back for seconds as well. Yeah, one big sheep.
Mm-hmm. Do we get to eat the head too? Ooh! I know what we can do with the head.
You have my blessing. I'm staying far the fuck away.
Stick it on a stake at the gate.
Why no?
Dude, yeah,
Non-furry shall be gift.
That's a mystery.
This is what happened to the head of the guy that came in last.
yes, you can make a sign like that.
Ugh.
But then it's just gonna look like more and more like a cult, you know?
Yeah, and something we don't really.
I'm not beyond wearing a leaf skirt and a big mask and dressing up like an animal and going unga bunga in front of the door to stop people from coming inside.
Like frickin' Majora's Mask.
Yes.
Which coincidentally I have finally gotten on the DS and I'm playing and it's pretty good.
Yeah, this is going to be
Thank
an
you.
interesting one, but we will have to check. And yeah, as we still said, if we don't get enough interest, which we really, really want, unfortunately, it's gonna it can be that it can't happen.
No, it
Well,
will
it's already
happen.
not
Don't even
happened
begin
plenty of
to be
times.
like that. It will happen. We have plenty of time to do this.
It will happen.
We are, in fact, actually starting things up. So, it can and will happen. Don't be negative.
I'm not negative. I'm positive. I'm just trying to warn the
You're just-
people that if you don't pay attention and reply and let us know that, hey man, I'm definitely gonna go, that you might not be able to go. You understand?
Green apples.
Right.
It's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
Fulfilled?
Hmm?
I like it. No, Kane was like, the prophecy will be fulfilled.
Okay.
Anyway, well, I'm out
Yes.
of topics.
Yeah, I think we're
I just
also we're
joined
running a
at
bit out
last
of time.
minute,
I think we
so-
can actually run this a little bit short.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
not that short.
Rakuen, thank you so much for joining.
Yes, for the first time.
We really do appreciate it. Next time around,
No, that's
you know what? I actually think that we sort of deserve to have a nice little chat with you about you. The next time we have you on. So for those of you
About
listening,
me.
he may be on again.
Yeah, because
sometime.
remember, that's what we actually do with
We will talk-
guests.
Yeah, we talk about
It
you.
just sounds so weird.
We talk about the guest. That's what we do with guests.
Yeah, fair enough.
If you're game. If you're game.
Yeah.
For it,
I can
because...
always get too spooked, just like click close and run away.
Well,
Would you run away from your own home?
I don't need to run away
Where
from
is
my own
where do you
home.
stay now? Actually, let's you know what? Let's sort of do a quick introduction. Rakuen Growlithe is one of the main admins on South-Afrifur. He's been around since 2008 when the site was actually originally started. He's a pretty prolific speaker at times.
didn't
In
know
respect
that
to a whole
before.
lot of things, and I mean the thing is that you've been doing
I
a
didn't know
lot
what
for the
year it
fandom,
was.
frankly. So furry, you've been speaking to people like Jay,
Yeah, we
you've been
lost him.
speaking to
Hello?
now I can't remember his name. That guy.
I think I lost you for a bit there.
I think Ivic dropped out again while he was doing
Yeah,
your
some-
introduction. Yep, he dropped out.
Something like that.
I hear people laughing in the background.
Yeah, I'm back
Cool.
because I was
Okay, 'cause-
doing like a dance. I was doing like a
I-
disconnected dance.
God damn it.
Yes?
Okay, because I didn't hear what was going on, so
You were introducing Rakuen.
Yeah, that was basically
Did you-
where we were last time.
Where did you guys hear to?
Don't know.
somewhere in the
Oh my
beginning.
Alright, I
Okay.
think Ivic's line is a little bit busted. Ivic, talk.
Can't you still hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Face?
We can still
Yes.
hear you.
Yeah?
Okay. So I'm being spoke. Can I speak?
Yes.
If you can.
Everything's good.
You
Yes.
I don't know.
permission.
I don't know. My voice box has decided to go all glottal on me.
Yeah. Bullet Golem.
Any case,
Yeah.
I was saying that Rakuen, I actually wanted to thank you for, sort of putting your name or putting the South-Afrifur name out there. And I mean, you were there from the beginning, and you've been speaking to people from all over the world. And the thing is that a lot of people don't necessarily sort of actually appreciate or you enough for what you do. And I think from my side, I'd actually like to say thank you for giving the South African furries a platform to speak on and a platform to even branch out to. I mean, there are WhatsApp groups now. There's a Facebook group. There's freaking South-Afrifur's Clash of Clans at this point. Join South-Afrifur clan if you're on
I
there.
have nothing to do with those last ones, so, but you make me feel all awkward. Yeah.
So yeah, thank you very much. Yes, but the thing is that you created a platform where people could join up and actually like do that
Ivic does
and
this.
expand on it.
Ivic does this awkward make people feel awkward type of thing. Be glad he's not sniffing you.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah, that would be even stranger.
I'm going to fly up and punch you in the face, Ivic.
I do actually tend to sniff people's hair. Twisted Dan could in fact attest to this.
But you maybe not.
No, yes, no, maybe. What?
But you maybe
Oh,
not.
no wonder you didn't like creep me out because I had no hair to smell.
and you're
I'm sure he
overtly
was
gay.
normal when I met him.
Also,
That's
what
not
does being gay have to do with that? Is there some kind of
Everything.
intention behind you smelling people?
So,
Yes.
so that
I
just
want to find out whether it's the perfect mate.
so yeah, that just elaborates that is the intention is completely sexual. So now you're gonna
Yep.
make people feel more awkward.
Yeah, just saying.
Just saying.
If Ivic starts sniffing you, he wants to bone you. Just saying.
Just saying.
Putting it out there. Public safety warning, people. Here for PSAs.
At least then if you greet him and there's a sniff, okay, I got a chance. That's,
It just dropped out again.
Thank God. Okay. I think we're done here. I mean, the internet's telling us we're over this now.
Yeah.
I'll do the quick shoutouts. Thanks to Honan, Kane Osgar, Victor, Dark Enigmatic Wolf, who popped on recently. Before that, Alec was on, Buklish was on. Thank you guys for listening once again. And we will most likely see you guys back here again Sunday.
Yes.
Hi.
Bye.
Bye.
Yep, bye-bye.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.